This is Mama Joyce. Mama Joyce also helps with the laundry, helps with the cleaning, and she looks after the babies when Nancy, the duty manager, is having her days off. When all of these children arrived at Rainbow House, they couldn't even hold a pencil. They couldn't speak any English. They couldn't write. They certainly couldn't read. And after being here for as little as 10 weeks, these children can now write the alphabet in low and uppercase letters unaided. They can write and count up to 30 in English. And the reason for this is one-to-one teaching and very, very small classes. Schools in Kenya are very overcrowded, with as many as 70 children in one class to one teacher. And if a child gets lost somewhere in the system and doesn't understand, then that child remains illiterate. Here at Rainbow, we are practicing one-to-one teaching to ensure that these children receive a proper education. However, all the children do need sponsorship for senior school education. And if there is anybody who is willing to do that, we would be more than happy to accept your offer. As this is the only room that we have for recreational and teaching purposes, it is necessary for us to build a classroom, which we hope to do sometime early in the new year if the finance is available. You've caught me doing my administration work. Every child has to have at least 20 pages of administration here. Yesterday it was a case of we don't care whether these children starve to death or die on the side of the road. Now every child has to have at least 20 or 25 pages of admin, plus their own bed, 5 sets of clothes, their own toothbrush. Oh, the red tape here is just absolutely enormous. Personally, I blame the British. I think we should take responsibility. It was, after all, the British who set the red tape in place here in Africa. But they stick with the rules and they tie themselves up in so many knots that they trip themselves up. The children have finished their lessons now, and now we're preparing for lunchtime. The whistle always blows 3 times, and that is the signal for class to stop and hands to be washed, ready for lunch. We have to have strict rules at Rainbow House. This is not a holiday camp, and if we didn't have strict rules, then I'm sure the whole classroom or the whole home would be in complete and utter disarray. 24 children, to try and keep them in control is very difficult. Sema jambo, Rehema. Sema jambo. Nancy is holding a baby called Hey-Ho. Hey-Ho came to us when he was 11 months old. He's one of 3 brothers. All the brothers have different fathers. And Hey-Ho's mother died at the age of 24 from AIDS. Hey-Ho was very, very sick when he came to us. He has suffered from pneumonia and dysentery and malaria. He was starving, and malnutrition in his body was obvious. In fact, there were many times when we thought that we would lose Hey-Ho, but the staff have prayed and fasted around the clock for the survival of this little boy. He's now 13 months old, and he can sit up unaided. He can laugh and he can sing. He can't stand yet because his legs are still too weak, but he's happy and he's survived, and we give glory to God for his survival. On the menu today is ugali and various vegetables. Ugali is made from maize flour. We grow the maize here. The maize is just corn, and it is ground into a flour, mixed with water, and made into a dough that you can see here. This is the staple diet of all African people. And now the children are starving after their hectic morning learning and are enjoying their lunch. Chakula chema? Eh? Chakula kizuri? Not all our children are here at the moment. We have 3 children that go to Gede Primary School. Gede Primary School is 3 kilometres away. The children walk there in the morning. School starts at 6:30 a.m. They walk home for lunchtime. And because these 3 children are only in Standard 1, they finish school at 1 o'clock. And then they come home for the afternoon. It's during the afternoon that the children receive English lessons and Bible instruction on alternate days. Josephine, or Mama Zobe, as she is properly known, does all the washing. As you can see, she washes everything by hand. We don't have a machine here. We really wish we did have a machine. We used to have one, but sadly it's broken, and now all the washing has to be done in this way. Washing for 24 children is a lot of washing and a lot of hard work. And for hours and hours, Josephine bends over and washes from one bucket to the next. Washing, rinsing, washing and rinsing. What would we do without her? The duck eating the bananas, look. Look at the duck, look. This is our first hatchlings, our first chicks that were born yesterday. We also have 16 goats and we have a cow. All these babies look very, very sweet. And in fact, what baby doesn't look lovely? But to us, they are not animals, they're not pets. And they are not babies, they are in fact food. And these chickens will eventually be slaughtered to feed the children at Rainbow House. Pawpaws, or papaya as you call them in England. Beautiful fruit. Come down to the bananas.
Bananas.
These bananas will soon be ready for being picked. And I think we have about 14 banana plants on this ground here. This is Mahenzo. Mahenzo always seems to have a wet bottom. Oops, pulling. I've got a wet dress now. Okay, if they're ready, then they can sing.